Good evening, good evening, good evening. Come into the J spot, replacing your G spot every Thursday from 6 to 7, giving you real relationship talk, real relationship drama with the best night of your life. Your host Jay and Simp E, hold on, get ready to enter the J spot on IntellectualRadio.com.
Good evening, good evening, good evening, and welcome to the best night of your life. Woo! You have entered the J spot where we are strengthening relationships and families, one conversation at a time on intellectualradio.com. We are an iHeart station. I'm your host, Jay. And you all, Ishi will be here after the break. I want to thank you all so much for tuning in. Please do me a favor, go to our page and like our page at the J Spot. Also follow us on Twitter at J Spot. Also follow us on Instagram at the J Spot Radio. And Jay is spelled Jaye for all three. Guys, tonight's episode is being brought to you by 2Level Up. It's our Airbnb partnership. Guys, please do me a favor. Go to the page. It is an amazing, amazing condo near the United Center, not too far from downtown. So definitely click on the link. Check it out. Use reference code J. That's Jaye. And also, we're being brought to you by Delaware Inc. Guys, he has his new fall line in. So listen, we'll have his link posted as well. Delaware, he has the long sleeve shirts and the sweaters, the hoodies. Place your order today. You don't want to miss it again. Use reference code J. That's Jaye. Guys, listen, want to thank you so much for tuning in. Please do me a favor. Go to our page and like our page at the J Spot. Follow us on Twitter at J Spot. Also follow us on Instagram at the J Spot Radio. And J is spelled Jaye for all three. Guys, we have a great show lined up for you tonight. We have so many juicy hot topics. Let me tell y'all something. Lord, it's my prayer that we have to get it together, you all. Listen, fellas, y'all gotta get it together. Ladies, we have to get it together. It has been going down and grown in sexy conversations with Jay. This week, we pulled so many hot topics from that group this week. So if you hear your topic, just know, yes, we appreciate you all for participating. We appreciate you all for rocking with us. And as our thank you to you guys for participating and rocking with us, we randomly select hot topics that has everybody fired up in the group and on the page all throughout the week. So if you guys did not know, that's how we choose the hot topics. Everything that we choose, that we talk about, it comes directly from you. These are the things that you are talking about. And some of those things we get to pull and highlight them. So listen, our first hot topic, dating. So the guy, he says that, you know what, someone told him, and he did not specify if it was a man or if it was a woman, but someone told him that when you're dating, you should just date one person at a time. You should not date multiple people at a time. And if you are dating or seeing more than one person at a time, then you're cheating. And he stated that he told the person that he did not agree with that concept. He didn't believe that he was cheating because that's what dating is. So he wanted to know if he was wrong for choosing to date and deal with more than one person at a time. What are your thoughts on that? Is he wrong for, you know what, saying, listen, that's what you're doing. When you're dating, you are dating more than one person at a time. Now, listen, I'm going to be honest with you all. When we first started with the J Spot years and plethora years ago, that was my mindset. I didn't know that people, and you all quickly told me and you all quickly showed me, but I didn't know that people was around dating more than one person at a time. I just thought that, you know what? I mean, multiple people at one time. I thought that when you dated, you were dating just that one person. Like, if you all didn't, kick it off or whatever, then you would go on to the next person. But I didn't know that you were getting all these different people involved in all of this madness. So, again, when I found out, I was rudely, brought to that realization that until a person expresses that they truly want to be in a committed relationship with you, then you have to go with the flow. Like, it's a, you know what, we're dating, we're not exclusive type of thing. So it's like it's a, you know what, we're dating, we're not exclusive type of thing. So it's like you're not in a relationship until you all sit down and have that discussion with each other. And you know what? You're like, okay, listen, I want to be with you. I know you want to be with me. So let's make this thing exclusive. But when you're dating, then you're seeing more than one person. That's what I've been told. But let me tell you this. I hate it here. I absolutely hate the dating pool. I hate dating and talking to people in 2021. These new age people, it's just too much. It's too many games. It's too many lies. It's so much deception. It's so much trickery for no reason. Like, I thought that being in the 30 plus age range, it would make a difference in the dating experience. And unfortunately, it really has not. Like, the games, people are still playing games at the 30 plus age range. They're still sneaking around. There's still trickery. It's still just the same high school childish games. And it's just like, okay, at what point, like, are we over those things? Like, at what point are we gonna say, you know what, let my yes be my yes, my no be my no, my in, I'm in, my out, I'm out? Like, at what point do we actually stand on that? At what point do we actually say what we mean and mean what we say? Like, at what point are our actions going to align up with our words? Because we can say a whole lot, but if our words are not matching up with what we're saying, then what are we really doing? So again, when you're dating, are you dating more than one person at a time? And if so, are you upfront about that? Like, I don't think that people have a problem with the fact that you're dating. Just be upfront. Give me the option. Let me make the choice on, okay, if I want to be involved with you when I know that you're seeing more than one person. It's not a good fit for me, but that's what people do. When you date, that's what you do. You are upfront, and I get it. People see other people, but that should be put out there on the table. That shouldn't be some hidden fact. Like, it shouldn't be secretive. What are you hiding for? What are you're out there. So now you got me out here being faithful because I'm thinking that, you know what? Listen, we may be on to something. We may be building something when all along you out here, you making a behind out of me because I'm sitting here faithfully dating you or faithfully seeing you or whatever. But you've put me back in the dating pool while I thought we were in a relationship. So people are actually doing that. So it's just like, say what you mean, let your intentions be made known up front. And listen, let's like stop the excuses. Like, we're all grown. Like, there is no reason I can't see. What are we lying for? What are we sneaking around for? Because another post said that, listen, until a person says I do, then you're still single. So it's like, what are we sneaking around for? What are we being deceptive for? So if that is your practice when you're dating and you're seeing more than one person, listen, some people are on board with that because, as they said, that's the purpose of dating. Am I 100% on board with that? No. But again, that's why I hate it here. I absolutely hate it. Hold on, I'm about to start. Listen, the tears are about to start falling. Excuse me, charge to my head, not to my heart. I hate it in the date. I hate it here Because again, you have to deal with this type of stuff. You have to deal with the person that you may be really feeling somebody. Well, you can't really feel them too much because guess what? They're testing the waters with other people, which rightfully so. I mean, they can rightfully technically do that if you guys have not had that conversation. So I get it. Logically, I get it. But that does not stop me from hating it because it didn't used to be like this. And I hate it. Like, I hate it. So therefore, I choose to opt out of it because, again, it's a lot of lies. It's a lot of games. It's a lot of trickery. So I like to just sit back and sip my coffee and just watch the rest of y'all play the game. Cause it just watching everybody else, it just lets me know that, you know what? Yeah, nah, this is not something that I want to be involved with. But I do agree with, you know what? Be upfront. Let people know what they're getting involved with so that they can make a decision on, listen, if they want to do this, if they want to be with somebody that is, being with other people. Like, I want to see other people. I want to see you. I'm interested in seeing you, but I'm also getting to know other people. Because here's one thing that I do know. Guys, you all can dish it out, but you can't take it. See, you can dish it out. You want to be able to go and date and see everybody that you want to see. You want to be able to do that. Okay? You want to be able to do that. However, you're going to walk around and you're going to have rocks in your jaws if she tells you the exact same thing. But here's the thing. You're setting the tone for the relationship. You're setting the stage for it. So if you already know that you don't want to be with her, or at some point of getting to know her, you decide you don't want to be with her, then let her go. Like, why are you keeping her? What's the purpose of keeping her in your rotation, when you already know that she's not who you're checking for? So at that point, once you determine you're not checking for, let her go. But again, some men will, they'll hold on to her and they want her to be faithful to them. So he can date, but she has to be faithful. She can't go out and see anybody else, because the moment she says that she's seeing somebody else, now he's all in his feelings, and now he can't trust her, and now he can't all of this whatchamajigget and whatever you have it. Now that's where he is with it. But this is what you said we were doing, right? So why introduce something when you don't want her doing it, but it's good enough for you to do it? Oh, well, I want you to be in a relationship with me while I date you. You see how that don't make sense? You see why I absolutely hate it here? So again, if you're dating, I love it. Like, let each other know. And man, if you decide that your feelings change at some point for that person, then say something like, man, you know what? Listen, I'm feeling you. Like, you know what? What do you think about making this thing exclusive? And see, and here's the thing. That's the crazy, and that's the catch-22 about dating and talking to multiple people at one time, because you may start feeling that person, but they may be feeling somebody else. So now you the runner up. See how messy? See, it's just too many different messy dynamics going on. And I hate it. It's too much confusion. But there are some serial daters, and there are people that love to date people. I hate meeting new people. I hate meeting new families and this and that. But I will say this, you all, I am dope. Like, I have never met a mother that did not like me, that I still cannot call to this day. I will just say that, I rock with me and some mothers. We rock, like, woo, but you know what? You gotta draw a strong, listen, it's a strong line between meeting these folks' families. And here's another thing. Let me just throw this out here as a bonus, because I too at one point got caught up in this way of thinking that when you met a man's family, that means that you had a shoe in, and baby, don't meet his mother. Woo, you meet his mother. Woo, girl, you in there? Oh, yeah. Oh, you in there, girl? Oh, like, listen, let's pass the offering plate. Woo, God, okay. Oh, I done met his mama. Woo, then I done met his kids, and then I done met the dog. Girl, he done let me meet Choo Choo, his snake. Now you know you in there. Baby, 2 weeks later, you find out he's cheating. Or you was just the person that he was messing with, but he take everybody to meet his mama. He let everybody rub on Choo Choo. He let everybody see the dog and all this. You know, he let everybody walk the dog and babysit the dog and all. So nothing that he did for you was special. So it's just like we gotta get out of that. I mean, it used to be that way, like meeting the mother and meeting the family. That used to, imply exclusivity. But in 2021, oh, I hate it here. It doesn't apply that anymore. I mean, because listen, here's the thing. These parents are for the streets. I ain't gonna lie. These parents are straight for the streets. They'll be sitting up here, laughing and smiling all up in your face, knowing that he done had Shanika up in there. Last week he had Shanika for the 4th of July. Now he got red thick thighs for Groundhog's Day and all this other stuff. And it's just like it is crazy. But you got excited and you thought you had you a shoe in because you done met his mama. I'm just like, woo. I told my son, you know what? I don't really want to meet anybody that you don't want to really be with. But then I had to retract that statement. And the reason I had to retract it is because I need to do some investigation and a little digging on my own because I need to make sure that my investment is secure. Now, you may say, Jay, what is your investment? My son. I need to make sure that he is doing the right thing and he is on the right track. And I need to make sure that the chick is on the right track. Now, I know some of you all may say, but Jay, ain't your son grown? And I'm going to see you end. What does that mean to me? Not near thing. I have to do a little bit of investigation of my own just to make sure, she right. I got to see, that motherly vibe. I got to pick up on that and just see, I'm going to sit back like the enforcer and I'm just going to figure out what's her angle with this young man that, that I gave birth to. So that's what I'm going to do. So, again, but in this 30 plus age range, you listen, these folks are for the streets. So if you are out here in the dating pool in 2021, I'm sorry, you all. This dating pool is full of TT. These people are for the absolute pits. I would not wish dating and being single in 2021. I wouldn't wish this on anybody, especially if you're a person that desires to be married. But what I will say is there are some really good people out here. You just have to, kind of sort through. It's a sorting process, you all. You have to sort through all that bull junkie, and then you'll eventually meet the right person. So hopefully I've turned that around and encouraged somebody. But as for me, I hate it here. And if you hate it here in being single and dating in 2021, just say I hate it here. I absolutely hate it here, and I will know what you all mean. Guys, listen, we're going to take a short musical break. And when we return, we have so many more hot topics to get into. You don't want to miss it, guys. So please tune in and stay tuned in. You're listening to the J Spot, where we are strengthening relationships and families, one conversation at a time.
Because it's true. I would not believe if someone would have told me you would come along to reveal my soul. Cause I was done with love, my heart had grown cold. So cold. You had good energy, exactly what I needed. You're walking my life and place the joy where was needed. Not a mirage, what I feel for you. Put that on God, girl, I'm loving you. Said it's easy, it's easy to love, easy to love. Said it's easy, it's easy to love, easy to love. Oh yeah, loving you has always been easy 'cause You're beautiful. Loving you has always been wonderful. More than you'll ever know. We got the chemistry, go together like love sex. The passion and care we show one another tops all the rest. The feelings I have for you, I ain't felt in so long. What we share together, baby, the bond is so strong. It's no facade of what I feel for you, no. But that, oh God, I got love for you, yeah. Said it's easy to love. Easy to love. Said it's easy, baby. Oh, easy to love. Easy to love. Said it's easy, baby. It's easy to love. Easy to love. Said it's easy. So easy to love. Easy to love you. Loving you has always been easy 'cause you're beautiful. Loving you, yeah, yeah, is what I search my life to do. Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Welcome back to the J Spot, where we are strengthening relationships and families, one conversation at a time on IntellectualRadio.com. We are an iHeart station. I'm your host, Jay. And you all standing all the way down south and straight in good old Mississippi, good old state of Mississippi. We have my co-host, my partner in crime, sizzling, sexist, simply author, actress, businesswoman, playwright, sex kid. You all wait till she walk back over here. She got these little hot shorts on. Baby, I want to hear all of the juice on why she got them little tight shorts on. But guys, I want to thank you so much for tuning in. Please do me a favor. Go to our page and like our page at the J Spot. Also follow us on Twitter at J Spot. Also follow us on Instagram at the J Spot Radio. And Jay is spelled Jaye for all three. Guys, tonight's episode of the J Spot is being brought to you by 2 Level Up.
Yes.
Our Airbnb partner, guys. Please do me a favor. We have the link in our news feed in the feed. Please do me a favor. Click on it, like it, check it out. If you are traveling here to Chicago, it's a really nice 2-bedroom condo near the United Center. When I say near, like really right next door to the literally right next door to the United Center. So, guys, listen, again, use reference code J. That's Jaye. And we're also being brought to you tonight by Delaware Inc. He has his fall line out, guys. He has the long sleeve shirts. I will be rocking those very shortly, as well as the hoodie. So go ahead. We'll have his link in the feed as well. Delaware Inc. Use reference code again, J. That's Jaye.
Look at her sweater.
Guys, listen. So you found what happened?
I worked out today.
I know. I thought that was earlier.
It was, but I hadn't made it home, so I had to.
So where was you at? Because you ain't
to my friend's house. Nah, see, she's just a girl, my friend Cherry, because she lives right by my trainer.
I know.
Went to her house,
Hey,
took
Cherry.
my shower and stuff, and just so happened in my little hoe bag, I had some clean drawers and everything. I said, yes, everybody got to have a hoe bag.
You should have a hoe bag.
It just you men, see, y'all don't like to wash your behind. That's why y'all don't have no hoe bag. Y'all have y'all little dingy ass drawers, or y'all free ball it. But I haven't had a whole bag in so long because I haven't been doing nothing. The legs have been closed for the winter, summer, spring, and fall. So I haven't been doing anything. And so I had went on a trip to Mississippi a few weeks ago, and I had packed my overnight bag and stuff and didn't empty it out all the way. I took dirty clothes out, but I had some underwear in there. I was like, and some socks and some lotions. And I was like, perfect. But I didn't have no shirt, nor did I have a bra. So I had to stop by the store.
What kind of whole bag is that?
Because I hadn't been home in a minute. It's been so long. So I was like, dang, don't be like that, miss. Don't be like that. There you go, shaking your head. There you go. Don't judge me.
Listen, but the important thing, see, you got to listen.
I'm trying to get my whole back together.
That's right. You got to listen. You got to have one on reserve. Just gotta
Yes,
have a
you do.
just in case. Just in case. They be like,
Just
listen,
in case.
I'm finna come up. Look, look. I'm
It's
right.
right there.
You know what? As for those that think whole bag is a little bit too, let me help the classy, the
Overnight.
bougie ladies. You got your. I'm finna spend a night bag. That's what we got. So for the one. So there's two types. We got the whole bag, and then we got the I'm finna spend a night bag. They mean the same thing, but you
Same
know what?
thing.
Some people, it's easier to digest. I have my spend the night bag
My
or my
whole bag.
overnight bag. I'll help you all out as well. We have the overnight bag. I'm gonna call it the whole bag,
It's the
but
whole bag.
you can call it what you want to do. Whatever resonates with your spirit, that's what you use. But guys, listen, our next hot topic. Now, this is a mess. I don't know, but you all have to let me know. What do you think about this? So the young lady, it's a celebrity couple. So she asked her man his she asked him to give her a list, she called it a hit it list. So what is his Iman Schubert, he said that he gave Tiana Taylor his hit list. So if you guys don't know what a hit is, all the women that he done jugged.
Oh,
She asked him for that. So was that a wise, should you share your sexual history with your mates? First of all, people are asking for numbers, and then not only numbers, but then they took it a step further as to ask for names. Like, what? I don't understand. Like,
I've only been with two people.
help me understand that. Like, I don't know if that's a wise thing to do, simply because, come on, just from a woman's perspective, like, if look, no, I just can't see how I would, first of all, ask that. Secondly, I know I'm not going to be okay with whatever it is you say, whoever it is. It will cause a big commotion, because it's just like, whenever you're in a certain person's presence that they have been with, you're going to always be looking out the corner of your eyes, trying to see, do they still have something going on? So I really don't.
That. I've been.
So you would ask for a hit
I
list?
never asked about who you all been with, but if it's someone that I've known that they've been with or whatever, I could care less. It just, as long as you ain't back with that person, and I don't even think, are they doing something? Is it, only way if I feel that if you're acting like something is going on or whatever, now you ticking me off. Because see, I'm like, I go into relationships telling people I'm a little crazy. Okay. Maybe think I be joking. I be like, well, you don't see me here at the show. 9 times out of 10, I might be a little nut house. I'm just saying, just a little crazy. And then you think I'm joking. And then when I, lash out, why Edra throw the mannequin and slice my ear off? I don't know, because you want to play these little games with me. So just don't do that, and we won't have these issues,
No, I just think that asking those two questions, like, again, how many a person's body count, whether it be the man asking or the woman asking.
No.
I just don't think that you should ask that question. Just know, listen, if they're not a virgin, they've been with a person or two or 50 or 100, whatever it is,
I've
that
only
their
been
number.
with 2 people. I got 3 children, and one set got their own dad, and the other boy got his own dad. That's the proof. If you find, ain't no videotape out there of me, I made sure I deleted all that stuff. So even naked pictures, it's the head is chopped off. So
it's like, you don't ask that, because first of all, whatever number you say, it's wrong. Like, you're gonna be looked at as like, what? Back in the day, like, I used to be proud, and then I just said, let me just stop, because what? By saying certain things, it causes a bigger argument, because now you're lying. Well, why do I have you asked me? So why are you gonna ask me? And then I'm sitting up here like a duck, like, yeah. And then, no, you haven't. How you this old and you? I'm like, oh my God. When I tell you, I have been interrogated. Oh, okay. I'm like, okay, so again, what does it profit me to lie to you? We're not even invested in anything like that yet. So this is like up, like, in the beginning. So I'm like, why? I mean, like, I don't get it. Like, what do I have to lie to you for? Especially when you ask me. It's not like I'm sitting up here volunteering information or I'm even asking you. So it's just like personal, sexual history numbers and stuff. I just think that is just, that's, that's going down a dead end street. Like, there, I don't see any good coming from that type of conversation. And then I don't see any good coming out the conversation of you telling a person, you naming or you giving them a list of the people that you've been with.
Why would you even? That's just dumb. Why would I give you a list of who all? You want my name? It's bad enough I gave you the body count. Now that's two. Now then you want the list of the two people that I've slept with.
Well, I've been with Shirley. I've been with Rashika. I've been with Layla. I've been with anything. I've been with social.
Right.
I've been with this. I've been with that.
Social.
Like, wait a minute. Like, no. Like, let's not do that, because again, when you also, that may be a sign of the type of person that you're dealing with, because if they're asking those personal, like, first of all, your number shouldn't matter to them. Like, do you have anything? Your sexual, like, you have any STDs? Or that would be that's a valid question to ask.
Mm-hmm.
But the name of people, to name the people that you've been with, I don't think that. Why is that their business? Like, that was the past. That was before you. So if my past is not coming up to haunt me, then let's not talk about this. Now, I can see that if it's just some questionable things that start happening between certain individuals, then that may cause you to ask those type of questions. But just right off the bat, straight out the gate, like, you're like, okay, so how many people have you been with? What's their name? Like, wait, what?
They mad at me.
I'm like, oh, okay. So for her to do that,
that to me that
I don't sit right.
You're very immature. But I've had older people ask me, that question, which I'd be like, wait, what? That, I think it's just the dumbest thing to ask. As long as you can show me your bill of health.
Right.
Show me that. Right. If you ballsy enough to ask me how many people I've slept with, show me your bill of health. Show me where your doctor exam and your STD test clear says you don't have anything. Don't get upset because I dealt with someone with like that. Like, I was like, well, I'm getting my checkup, huh? And they got so upset because I was getting the checkup and they was like, well, you didn't even tell me. I feel like you're hiding something. What am I hiding? If I'm getting a checkup to show you that I don't have anything, I would like you to provide the same thing. And he didn't provide that. I was like, well, I guess we're not doing crap. Because if you can't provide anything and I'm showing you, I can show you, but you can't provide anything and you get an attitude about it, what's the problem?
Yeah, it's just like people, like, don't ask questions that you really don't want the truthful answer to. And then again, just certain questions is just like, okay, like, ask yourself, like, what is the purpose of asking certain questions? Like, again, if they got, especially if they have kids, they've been with a person. If they're not a virgin, they've been with somebody. So if you're the type of person that a number matters, then okay, you're entitled to that. But here's the thing. Don't you go and try to add to the number. See, they got a problem with the number.
But now they want to add to the number.
Right, but they want to push up on you too. Mm-hmm. So but you got a problem with the past, but you trying to make sure you get added to the list too.
But then they don't want to leave that number. If they get added to the list, they don't want to have that as no one coming after them.
Right.
You just want to be added to the list. Like, there's a problem. Maybe they're thinking, man, if it's that good, let me see what it's about, and I guess maybe they get afraid that it was actually that good. They saw what it's about. Now they don't want to they get addicted to it. And that is a problem.
The whole thing is just, it's crazy. So it's like, just be mindful of asking certain questions. But I just think that really that's a no-win situation if you're asking that type of question, like, what's the number you've been with? What's your body count? What's the name of the people that it's irrelevant unless it's somebody that, that could pose a threat to your relationship. And even with that being said, still, you got to move It's about the way you move. It's
Mhm.
about the way people move. It's about your intentions. If it is somebody, then you have to make sure that the person that you with, that you not doing nothing questionable that's going to make them question your integrity, that's not going to make them question, what you're out there doing. But again, to just ask those type of personal questions, I think that that's a bit too much. And yeah, it's just crazy. So that's just me. But listen, speaking of dating and new people and all this other jazz, what are your thoughts on this? The scenario is this. So the lady, the guy and the lady, they're out on a date, and his ex is there, and they speak to each other and hug, but he doesn't introduce you. How would you
How can
handle
he
that?
introduce you?
How would you handle that
I would be
situation?
pissed.
You're out, you're out on a date, and somebody's ex, one of your exes come, and you guys greet the ex, but you don't introduce the person that
Hey,
you're with.
Maurice.
How would you handle that? How would you feel
I would be
about that?
pissed.
Like, I don't know. I would.
I'd be like, hi, I am so and so and so. So then he'd be like, oh, look, don't even worry about it. I'd be like, and then I don't worry about it. Don't even worry about it. Trust. Don't worry about it.
You know what? I don't. I would. I know I would not be happy about that. And I know me, because see, to me, it's the little things, but those are big things. And that tells me that right
Where I
there, that
stand.
told me where I stood with you right there within that point. And that's where your action speaks louder than words, things type of, because a man that is claiming a woman, and now fellas, listen, tell me if I'm wrong, okay? So yeah, because I want y'all to tell me.
Sandra said she couldn't care less.
But if you're out on a date, and at least if he's at least feeling you, this is my date. You don't even have to say I'm your girlfriend or your girl. This is my date, but you're gonna acknowledge me, or this is my friend. Whatever it is, but to sit up there and
act like I'm a part of the structure in the building. Have that same energy when it's time to go home. Remember that structure that you didn't introduce me to? I can't introduce you to my little friend.
Right.
Introduce you to my little friend.
You have got to be crazy. You know that has just definitely closed the doors to if anything was bound to happen.
Sandra has a good point. She was like, he might know she's crazy and needs to know as little as possible. So she has a good point on that one.
That's a very good point. However, my friend, or whoever,
my special friend,
and not even make it that extra like that, but then have a sidebar, acknowledge it. Now, okay, I can with that being okay.
Something, so let me know something.
Exactly. So we're gonna go with your theory, Sandra, and let's play out how that afterwards, how that should be cleaned up. Mm-hmm. I know I didn't introduce you, and I'm gonna tell you, I didn't introduce you on purpose. We used to talk. Listen, she ain't rap right, and I don't have time for drama. Got it. I can understand that. Okay, that. I'm still gonna keep my, I'm still gonna be eye open. You still probably not gonna touch me that day.
Yeah.
But you know what? But I'm gonna keep an eye out on the situation. So, and now I won't deaden it. But if you don't say anything, that will be the last time we go out.
Exactly.
Because to me, I'm just like, okay, well, clearly this is where we are. Like I'm nothing to him. I don't exist, and I'm good with this. Here's one thing you got to know: I'm okay if you feel like I don't exist and you want to treat me like I don't exist. I'm okay with not existing. I'm good at not existing. I'm not the one that's trying to still be relevant in your life and all this and that. That's not me. Because clearly, if you wanted me there, I would be there.
Yeah.
Never fight for a position in a person's life. It's just, what are you fighting for? You're stressing yourself out. You're doing all this crazy stuff for what? If they wanted you there, you would be there.
Yep.
It's not, as we're going to talk about tonight, it's not complicated. It's not complicated whatsoever. But again, it would depend on how he handled that situation. Again, if he, kind of once we got together, the old girl left or whatever, and we sitting down having dinner, if we discuss the situation, I can be okay with that. But if he act like it didn't happen, that right there, saying nothing says a whole lot. Like, you saying nothing and you not acknowledging that situation, it said so much. And guys, you got to know this. We put things in, like, the smallest things. Sometimes the smallest little particle, and we can just create a whole. So in order to keep us from creating a scenario that 9 times out of 10, a situation like that, it is not going to work out in your favor. In our mind, if you don't address it, it's not working out. And because as you're ignoring us and you're not introducing us right there at that point, our wheels are turning. Like, okay, when should I dump her? Should I call a ride now? Should I order something to eat now? Should I give them to, like, all this is going on as you guys are having y'all little 30-second conversation. We've already cooked up about 1,000 scenarios on how we gonna handle this with you. So how you move, the outcome is gonna be on you. Okay, your outcome, the outcome of the relationship of that whole scenario, it's gonna depend on your next move. So move wisely. Okay, you can choose door number 1 or door number 2. Door number 1 is sit her down. When y'all sit down at dinner, you acknowledge it and have a conversation about it. Or doom door number 2, act like it didn't happen and watch how that relationship don't happen. Watch how nothing else happens with that situation, with that woman. When you dealing with a grown woman that is looking for something, now you got some that's out here, she like, okay, please, I was here for the meal anyway. You ain't got to say nothing to me, about me, nothing. Just buy me a. We not talking about her. We talking about the grown women that are looking to deal with grown men. That's who we're talking about. So if that's not you, then it's okay. But again, move wisely. Move very wisely in a situation like that. Guys, listen, we're going to take a short musical break. And when we return, we have so many more hot topics to cover. So please stay tuned. You don't want to miss it. You're listening to the J Spot, where we are strengthening relationships and families, one conversation at a time.
I get so lonely, can't let no anybody love me. You are the one that lives in me, my dear. I should never feel lonely. You don't ever wanna spend some time. I want your love in every drop of a dime. You see me calling, you should come running. Quit all that stalling, my body is calling. I got downtime, out of time. This could be so perfect for one hell of a night. If you got a secret ease, Henny cold in my cup. I just wanna slow this on you, baby. We can turn it up. You had your chance, no second chances. This love I have is not for play. Under those circumstances, I'm in need of romancing. Pick up the phone, cause I get so lonely. Can't let no anybody love me. You are the one that lives in me, my dear. I should never feel lonely. Lately your love has been on my mind. Obviously busy, I wanna unwind. Fantasizing, thinking about you. Imagine all I could. Anticipating is about to go down. I get so lonely. Don't leave me waiting for you. I get so lonely. You had your chance, no second chances. This love I have is not for play. Under no circumstances, I'm in need of romancing. Pick up the phone, cause I get so. I get so.
Welcome back to the J Spot,
J-Spot,
where we are strengthening relationships and families, one conversation at a time on IntellectualRadio.com. We are an iHeart station. I'm your host, Jay, and sitting next to me, my co-host, my partner in crime, sizzling, sexy, simply E, author, actress, businesswoman, playwright, sex kitten. Hey E, how's it going?
Good.
Ain't no sunshine when she's gone. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone. I know. Guys, listen, thank you so much for tuning in. Please do me a favor, go to our page and like our page at the J Spot. Also follow us on Twitter at J Spot. Also follow us on Instagram at the J Spot Radio. And Jay is spelled Jaye for all three. You all listen. Tonight's episode is being brought to you by 2 Level Up, our business partnership, our sponsors for the J Spot. They are a 2-bedroom condo located like right next door to the United Center. We have the link in our feed. Oh, guys, the unit is beautiful. So if you are traveling to the city and you want somewhere nice to stay, check them out. Use reference code J. That's Jaye.
Also, all the concerts that's going to be going on in the fall and the spring, whatever, and the fall and winter that they have at the United Center, you be right there. If you
Right
even if
there.
you live in Chicago, you can just go ahead and have you a little, vacation,
Yes.
a bookcation.
And it's literally like right there. So you don't even, from where it's located, you don't even have to drive. You can literally walk out the door and you're right there. That's just how close it is. And we're also being brought to you by Delaware Inc.
Yeah.
Guys, he has his fall line out, long sleeve shirts. He has different colors as well as the hoodies. So please check him out as well. We have his link posted, Delaware Inc. Place your order today. Use reference code J. That's Jaye. Now listen, you all. This hot topic right here is just a hot mess. And I'm just going to tell you right now, they were getting on this guy so bad for posting this question. So here it goes. The man, he posted and he says, you know what? Why are Black women not bowing down to their man? Yes, I'm going to say it because that's what he said. He said, why aren't Black women bowing down to their man? Bowing down. He didn't say submit. He said bowing down. So you all help me to understand, like, I don't know, like, where are we going with this? Bowing down to their man. I don't know. What is first of all, what does it mean to bow down? Bow down. Like, I'm confused.
I don't know. I bow down when I tie my shoes up. Is that what they want me to do every time I see them to tie my shoes? Because I can't do nothing else. It's just not gonna happen.
Right. I'm like, I bow down when I pray. I mean, but I don't know anything else. Like, where are you bowing down? Like, I don't understand. To bow down. Who are you?
Must be very single, or very insecure, or just very dumb.
Bow down, though. I mean, it's just the words. It was so, first of all, archaic, barbaric. And here's the thing. First of all, I am not a feminist. Okay, so let me just put that out there right now. I'm not a feminist, but I'm not stupid either. Okay, so to sit up here and bow down, that post almost took me back to the West Side. I was like, what? Like, wait, what? I'm telling you, I started put West Side on there. I'm like, listen, West Side all day long, all day strong for you on that post. Bow down for what? Like who?
Bow down for what?
Who are you? Like bowing down for what? And this is what he was like. Oh, and that's exactly why you're single. Guess what? I gladly will be single.
Please don't let it be somebody I know.
I don't know. Maybe I don't know. But that's what the way he was coming at the women. He was like, and all these responses, this is exactly why you all are single. Honey, I'd be single any day if I had to deal with a man that had that type of mindset.
Hello?
Listen, being single is a privilege. It's peaceful over here. Dealing with a man that thinks you have to bow down to him for what? I'm trying to understand. What are you bowing down to? Like bowing down to what? Because I thought that in a marriage, especially, it's a partnership. I thought that. I've never been married. You know, listen, I didn't quite make it to the altar. You know, I ditched them before we got to the
Yeah.
I ditched them before, you know.
It's off.
I cut it off before we made it to the
everything pulled out for tomorrow. Yeah. She canceled it.
So I didn't quite make it. So I've never been married. I've been very, very, very engaged, like a couple of days to the wedding engaged. But to bow down to a man, like I don't understand. I will respect him. I can do that. I can honor you, but that has to be reciprocated. It's not you. And I do believe that the man is the head of the household and he's the head of the family and all that. I believe in that whole structure. But to talk to me in a condescending, belittling way, like your value is more to our relationship and more to the marriage than I am, to act like I'm not your co-partner or your co-captain or your co-pilot, that, you know, that symbolizes a problem. So wording is everything. And the fact that he said bow down, to me, when I read it, I'm like, oh man, this brother has definitely some self-esteem issues, and he has definitely been played to the left a time or two, and he keep thinking like that. He got 3 or 4 more times that they're going to be playing him to the left too. But I'm like, oh yeah, he sounds damaged. He sounds bitter.
Stephen Rice said, must be a foolish pimp. I think you must be trying to be a pimp or so. I don't know, because I'm like, what?
Bow down. I was just like, I said, when I saw that, I said, you know what? It's too early in the morning for this. It's too early in the morning for the debauchery. It's just too early. And then I'm just like, why did he have to specifically call out Black women? Because the last time I checked, I mean, they're the other women, they may be bowing down, but listen, they got a whole channel, Lifetime, that tells you why they bowing down. Because listen, they bowing down to you at 7 o'clock in the morning for breakfast, and they feed you to the dog by 7 o'clock for dinner. So keep on wanting somebody to bow down. Now, I'm not saying, listen, Black women, we not perfect. Okay, we're not. We're not. We don't claim to be. But what we are is we are real. We are loyal to a fault. I mean, some of us are so loyal to these dudes. Listen, you ain't deserved half of the loyalty she done ished out and dished out to you. But again, some of us are too loyal to a fault. But we deserve to be treated with respect and love, the same respect that you want, the same validation that you want, the same love and adoration that you want. She wants the same thing. And if you're looking for somebody to bow down to you, you need a pet or a dog or something, or you need to be in a circus or some type of circus act, or, you get you a genie or go to the toy store and get you some type of blow up. Yeah, something, a genie that grants your wish.
I want a genie.
Get you something that grants your wish or something, but you don't want a real woman. And I'm not even going to say a Black woman. You don't even want a real life woman with that type of mentality. So it's like, If that's your mentality, like bowing down, she should bow down to you. Stay single, fam. Like you're doing all black women a favor by leaving us alone with that type of mentality. We don't want to deal with you. We don't want to be with you because here's the thing. Women can feel those vibes. They can feel that crazy vibe, and that's why you feel like she's not bowing down to you or she's not respecting you because you're not giving her anything to bow down to respect or to submit to.
Yeah.
Because if you have to have a forceful hand in your relationship or in your marriage,
the point of it?
It ain't on her. It means that your leadership ability is not there. You're not as strong of a leader as you think you are. If you have to rule or run your relationship with fear and all this crazy stuff, why? Like, I mean,
that's the only thing that he can get. Because he's insecure.
Exactly. And that's what it definitely
insecure,
screams.
Narcissistic.
Very much so. So, sir, if you feel that way, please leave women alone.
Go with men.
Leave them alone. Like you want somebody to bow down to you. Like leave them alone. Like leave black women. Listen, I'm gonna say leave all women alone because I wouldn't wish that type of attitude. I wouldn't wish that on anybody. So just leave folks alone until you and go seek counseling.
He ain't gonna do that. No. Them that type of guys don't seek no counseling because they don't think nothing is wrong with me because
and everything be wrong with you.
Right. I don't need to do that because for real.
Yep. Like you a whole mental case.
She the problem. That's the thing. She the problem. Right. You might want to take a mushroom. If you eat a shroom and you look into the mirror will not lie to you. The mirror will show you how you really are and how you really act. You should really eat a shroom and find out the truth about yourself. I believe that will work with you.
So if you need she better bow down to me and I'm the king and
hey Isaac Hayes, DJ Blaze.
Like, hey, wait, bow down to you. What is this? Like, I don't know. And again, please don't think that, listen, I'm by no means am I a feminist or anything like that. But again, listen, you ain't, and even if you are hiring somebody, you don't even treat your employees like that. If you're treating somebody that work for you, like I would not be working for you with the attitude like that. Attitude and perception and the way you treat people means everything.
He's looking for insecure
women. Means everything. So
he's narcissistic.
Yeah, so people like that need to be in a toy store. Buy you a blow up doll. Buy you one of them doggone it. Them iRobots or whatever they call them, the ones that do whatever
those
you say.
$2,000
yeah, buy you some of those. So then you ain't got
just
to worry about her saying nothing. She will bow down to you because you can program her. You get on your little laptop, right? You get on there when you can type in everything you want her to say and everything you want her to do, and you program her to do just that. But a real woman is not doing that. So I'm sorry. So sir, if you're looking for somebody to bow down to you, it's plenty of toy stores and toy sites out there, because you be better off playing with one of them than playing with a grown woman. I'm just gonna tell you be better off playing these Tom and Jerry type games with a toy. A real live woman ain't finna deal with too much of that, especially a woman that got her stuff together. Listen, I've been working all day and you come and talking. Let me tell you one thing. It's so easy being single. See, here's the thing. What guys don't understand, some guys don't understand. They think that at a certain point that she doesn't want to be single, or she's lonely because she's single. Dealing with a mindset like that, do you understand how good and freeing it is to be single and not have to deal with a crazy dude that has that type of... Guess we gotta talk real good. We got somebody on the phone. Hi, thank you for calling the J Spot. This is Jay speaking. Announce yourself, your name, and state where you're calling from.
Hey, this is DJ Isaac Blaze calling from Chicago.
Hey, well, how you doing, DJ Blaze? How you doing?
Yeah, good.
That voice just threw us off guard. You know, we all right. Now you're not the one that said this now, are you, DJ?
Yes, I am. I'm call them my crew. You know, 'cause they got us live on radio.
Okay, so tell us. So, what do you all think about our topic? So, the guys like, why are black women not bowing down?
All right, I got a lady right here. Repeat the question again.
Why aren't black women bowing down to their man?
What do you think of that?
You said why?
Yeah, why
aren't they bowing down to their man?
Oh hell, I don't know. I don't bow down to my man. I can't tell you why other women doing it.
She said she don't bow down to her man. She don't know why other women doing it.
But that's what I'm saying. I don't understand. Like the bow down. I said, you know what? We've already referred this gentleman to the toy store, the sex toy store, because he would be better off playing with one of them toys up in there or playing with himself than playing with a real woman.
He still have a All right, she got something to say. She go.
I feel like you shouldn't bow down to no one except God. That's it.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll be bowing down to.
Exactly. Thank you so much. We definitely agree over here. We definitely listen. That's the only person I'm bowing down to is God.
Exactly.
No
Okay,
man.
I appreciate that.
No man. And again, this is no feminist stuff, you know, because when women talk like this, guys, a lot of times, that's that new feminist movement and they male bashing and all this and that. No, sir, we're just trying to give you a healthy referral to the toy store because you playing games. You playing these games.
I got another gentleman right here. He got his thoughts.
Okay.
You know, I completely agree with you too. I don't feel like my wife should be bowing down to me. I need a partner, someone to walk beside me, not to walk behind me. That way she can hold me up and have my back. You know?
That's what I'm high-five on you.
Do it. See, this is what it's all about. This is the type of ideology that we want to put out there because again, partners bowing down, that's some old
slave shit. That's what that is, old slave stuff.
Well, we want to listen. We want to thank you guys so much for chiming in. We really appreciate it. Thank you so much, guys.
Bye.
All right, no problem.
Thank you.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye. And see, that's what it's all about. Healthy. Listen, he said his wife is his partner. He don't want somebody bowing down to him. They have a partnership, and that's the way that it's supposed to be. So again, it's not.
I thought always how you should be bowing down.
Well, with him talking like that, I bet you he ain't getting bowed down. She ain't. Listen,
you giving up some head
to somebody that's talking and thinking like that.
He ain't getting none. Servicing himself.
He gotta listen. You be better off playing with one of them toys in the toy store or playing with yourself. Because that type of attitude, those are your only two options. I can't see anything else happening for you thinking like that. So again, sir, just go and listen. They got people out here for you to talk to about that. That's all I'm gonna say. They have people for you to talk to. Now listen.
Mark Smith said, "Oh Lord,
this next hot topic. Now, I don't know how to feel about this. So you all have to tell me: is this young lady? Was this young lady wrong? How do you feel about this situation? So a young lady, her and her dude, they had been dating for over 5 years. And so he had been paying all of her bills. He had been paying her rent and all of her major bills and things of that nature. So he finds out because she gets on social media one day and she's bragging that the rent that he thinks he's paying, he's actually paying the mortgage to the house that she owns. So he thought that he was paying her rent, but he was actually paying her mortgage. And so she was bragging about that. So he felt deceived because he didn't know he was paying her, her mortgage. So how does it, is he wrong for feeling like, did she deceive him first of all?
No, it's the same thing. She still got to live there. It's still the same deal, whether it be rent or more. If she misses the payment, guess what? She loses the property or whatever. If it was rent, if she missed the payment, she's, subject to be evicted. So it's the same thing. Just the little lingo is just different. It's the same thing.
So I'm just like, first of all, why would you not okay, I get what you're saying, Eve, but I'm like, okay, at the same time, imagine his shock, man, this much, I done paid 5 years of this mortgage.
That's beautiful, baby. We almost finished.
I done paid 5 years off this 30-year mortgage, and now this talking like
he closed. They almost finished. Now, if you put a ring on it, then it's their property. See how that works? See, look at this one. See, see, that's where the problem lies right there. Because, you know, technically, I'll be like, okay, this is our rental property. Look at this one. That's where the problem lies. But if he don't put no ring on it and stuff, and y'all still continue to be boyfriend and girlfriend, what's the problem, Jay?
First of all, the deed got my tongue. Jay, you know what? No, because what we come into the marriage with is our own separate stuff. We gonna acquire and accumulate property and all that other good stuff together. But I just don't know how I will feel, because I'm like going into being married and having already different things set up with different partnerships and stuff. Like, I can't bring you into this because this is already an established entity up and running on its own. So, like, no, we're gonna have to do our own. We're gonna have to form our own things, but I can't plug you into this.
But if he was, say he's paying your mortgage and you deceived him and told him that you was paying your rent.
But see, but just okay, let me try to go into that mind process.
Dude is paying your mortgage.
Then it's still mine. Now, so like the selfish in me thinking, because that was a selfish mindset type of thing. So he paying my mortgage. That's on him. That's still my mortgage. That's my stuff. That's the selfish part. But the business part and the businesswoman, I'm not gonna listen. If he paying my stuff, you're gonna know up front what it is. This is my house. This is whatever. That's how it's gonna be. I don't have time to be trying to pull no wool over your eyes for what? Like, I mean, first, and it's like if your relationship was to be serious, you spent 5 years lying to this man and deceiving him, and that was something small that you didn't even have to lie on about. So now you've torn up the whole dynamic of your relationship based on that lie. So why should he trust you about anything else when you've been so deceitful about? What was the purpose of lying? Like, he was paying it. Like, I mean, was he not going to pay the mortgage because you said it was your house? Like, I don't understand the ideology or the reasoning behind lying.
She might have been told not to let him know stuff, because sometimes you'll get someone that'll whisper into your ear, whether it be your mom, your best friend, your godmom, your cousin, some female somewhere will whisper into your ear, don't let them know all your stuff. Tell him that that's your rent and stuff, opposed to your mortgage. Don't let him know. He's going to find out some way. Sometimes some lies you just can't hold, and though it may be a small little lie, but still some things you can't keep to yourself is going to come to a head. All things will come to a head eventually. So she should have been honest with him and told him, listen, I own this house, and if you want to pay my mortgage, by all means, help me pay my mortgage, whatever. But this is, I own this house outright.
Right. And it's like and I get, just to piggyback on what you just said. So I get that. So if you're just dating and all this, you don't have to tell him all your business. But the moment you have him open up his
5 years,
I mean, 5 years, and now you still holding back the fact that you own a house.
He went through the mortgage letter, was like, wait a minute. 2227 South Crandon. Wait a minute. No, she rent that mortgage company.
Right. I mean, you done spent all of these years, but then she be sitting up there and now, no doubt, talking about, y'all been together for 5 years and he ain't married you. Right, because he felt something in the air that you was a lying. The truth wasn't nothing truthful in you, and he felt like something was there, something was missing, something wasn't quite right. And listen, there it was. So you've cost yourself a good man. This man was sitting up there taking care of all of your bills, and then she spreads it on social media
like a goofy.
Good luck finding somebody else to go and finish paying them other 20. Listen, baby, that's a 30-year mortgage. So good luck with finding somebody else to pay the other 25 years for you. So it's like, when you're doing stuff like that, karma always has a way of coming back and doing a karate chop, kick right there, smack in the forehead, kick you right in the forehead when you least expect it. Now you're going to find the next guy and you're going to be all in love with him and loving him. Baby, you're not going to be able to get him to be able to take out the trash for you, because you done did this man so doggone wrong, and then you go on social media laughing and bragging about it. Well, you, ma'am, are for the streets. So I personally don't condone that kind of bull junkie, because it's just some bull junkie. It's just like, okay, like, again, what are you doing now? You done messed up a whole totally good dude because you trying to get your, I believe a man should be doing this for you. I believe a man should be doing it. I got my own. Well, if you got your own, ma'am, pay your own. Pay your own way. Like, and again, if he's going to pay it, again, just like we tell men, be upfront about what they got going on and what their intentions are. Be upfront. Like, if you want to do that, you want them to pay your mortgage and your car note and all this and that,
Tell them
let it be known. That's what you want. It's, listen, it's a sucker out there for, listen, for every thigh you let a sucker touch on. Listen, okay, you let me rub your thighs over here, girl. I'll pay that car note. You let me rub on your thigh and your butt. I'll pay your rent and your mortgage. You let me feel on your breasts. Hey, well, listen, I'll give you $500 in addition to paying. So they're out there. Okay, so it's just like, again, you've wasted 5 years lying for what? For what? And then to put them on social media like that, like, that wasn't cool whatsoever. So it's just like, just know that you have unleashed some unnecessary ish on yourself that's going to come back on you when you least expect it. Because right now, laugh now, but cry later, because that's going to be the truth. Now, it could be the next dude. Listen, he know it's your house. Now you done fell all in love with him. You done put his name on it. So now he done screwed you out of your whole house. Now, but don't cry, because guess what? It's going to come back to you. Man, yeah, I did the gym shoe, man. Man, I shouldn't have did you like that. It's going to come back to you. So it's just like, why waste your time doing some stuff like this? It's not that serious. Like, be upfront. If you got a house, listen, keep rocking. You know what I'm saying? Keep rocking. If you're going to be with a dude, because that's what you want to do. Don't be playing with these people's emotions because you want some money. I mean, it's not even the fact, I wouldn't even say she was a gold digger. She just felt like she had a come up. She had somebody that was sweet on her. And, he was sweet in the pockets. And listen, he believed in taking care of his woman. So now you done put a bad taste in his mouth. Now he not going to want to go out and take care of another woman because of the dumb ish that you just done did. Now he going to be over here thinking like the dude that feel like women should bow down to, because what you done did. So we reject her, sir. We reject this lady from our association with the women. We put her in the category. So please don't hold that against the other women that you may come in contact with. We put her over there in the category. So please and thank you. We've rejected her the category over here, and we're gonna move on. But we don't claim her whatsoever. So now listen. Speaking of houses and taking care of things and all, this one was kind of tricky to me. So the scenario is this. The man is asking, he's saying he's a contractor and his girl has a house and she has some work that needs to be done on the house, and all of the work that needs to be done, he's able to do it. But he wants to know, should he charge her for the work that he can do for her house, or should he do it for free since they're in a relationship? How does that work? So he's conflicted. It's signed conflicted contractor. So he wants to know, how does he proceed? And he's saying that it's some major things that she needs to have done. He's capable, he's certified, he's qualified to do these things. However, he's wondering, okay, do I charge her or do I do these things for free?
Dinah said he could do it. What's the problem? Do it.
Dina, hey Dina.
I think. I think he should do it for free only around his, spare time, if he has spare time, and that she buys whatever
The
material
material.
that needs to be done or whatever. And if there's an extra cost where he has to hire, someone to assist him, whatever, then she covers that. Or, he can say, cover half of this, whatever, so we can knock this out. But for him to for people to say, or someone to say that, well, he should just go ahead and do the whole thing for free. Yeah, part of me want to say that, but they're not in that type of relationship. If that was her husband, that's different. You, my husband, you doing this for free, but we're boyfriend and girlfriend and stuff. You don't have to do anything for me for free, So it's like, do it around your time, because that's still his job. No man wants to come home and now I got to do the same stuff that I have to do at work all day long. Now in my spare time, when I'm supposed to relax, whatever, I got to do it. I don't even live here. This is your place, and I still got to do this extra stuff because I love you. Well, love me with some type of, it's got to be some type of compensation. Coochie can't compensate everything.
Yeah.
The head can't, unless she give you the head that you ain't never had before.
She's taking your soul.
She sucked your soul out your body. Like,
Yes.
literally, you could feel like, what's that show from Gods? It's something on HBO, and then the lady was doing it to the dude, and he literally, her body sucked him in her, and she absorbed his whole body, and he just disappeared. Now, if she got some stuff like that,
of that. Listen, I don't.
Black woman. She was a black woman too.
Oh, I don't know if
she got some stuff like that. Maybe you might.
I don't know if I want no stuff like that.
He was doing. He's like, oh my god. She was like, tell me I'm yours. He was like, I'm yours. And then all of a sudden, you saw that dude. Baby. And she sat there like, I said, that's a bad chick.
That's a bad chick. Girl, teach me how you do that. How you do that? What you
got a coo you got?
Can you inbox me? How you do that?
A little sprinkle powder you put on your coo.
You, that's that Creole in you, girl. Let me see if I got some Creole in my family.
She wasn't even the Creole type. She was a straight black voodoo princess.
Yes.
Chocolate. I was like,
yes.
Yeah, that's the bush women right there. You got that. She had the bush for you.
Yes.
But if it's not like that, then no, he needs to be compensated somehow, because that's just, now if he just a sucker, then hey, it is what it is. Hell,
because they said it's one born every minute. They definitely say. But see, you know what? Just to be, like I said, just to be fair, and again, you know what? Listen, if that's first of all, I have a hard time asking for anything. So I'm like, right. I'm like, we be sitting up there watching TV and the ceiling fall right on his head. And I'm just like, oh, I'm so, but you saw it, you saw it hanging, like, so if he go in the bathroom to take a TT and he gets shocked by turning the light on, and
why you ain't say something that you?
I didn't. You know how I am. You should have just volunteered.
I wouldn't have known if you.
I was hitting around to it.
Ooh,
I was hitting around. I said, "Oh, I shocked myself when I went to the bathroom." That was a hint. You electrician. Ooh. I shocked my hint. Really so it's like for the small things, then I feel like, okay, he should do those for free. I mean, the small things, but bigger jobs, then of course, listen. Everything is real. This is about business. Time is money. Yes. Money is time. These materials are not free. So it's like, if you can, like you said, if she can get the material and he says, you know what, listen, I'll do this in my spare time as I'm able to, then I'll try to knock as much of this out as possible, then do that. However, me being thankful and grateful, I'm going to give you something. I may not be able to pay your full rate, your contract, but I'm going to give you something because I'm going to show you that I appreciate it, and I'm not taking this for granted, because again, you don't have to do this for me just because it is your job. So, or this is what your business is. So now listen, Dina is saying, so if she's a cook and she comes home to cook for her man, do she charge? So if you coming home and he lives there and you cooking for him, no. I mean, now if he's asking you to cater a job for his job or his business or something, then that's different. You're catering, so now you're doing your profession, but you're doing your home duties. You don't charge him for you. I know she's gonna say something smart.
She said, "Girl, bye." Well, that's just the same way as then every time you let him hit it, you need to tell him to put that $40 on that dresser.
Wait,
I'm just
what's
saying.
the $40 for? That's just 2 days.
That's just,
Let me see. That's 3 days of stuff. Y'all know what they doing with this. I swear for Lord, I'm like, that ain't even a week worth of coffee.
Every time he pull them panties down, tell him, listen, you see that little pocket in the panty, thing right there? There's a little pocket right there on the seat. Put the $40 or the $60, whatever you want to put up in there. Don't put no change up in there.
I prefer don't just Zelle me. Don't listen. We're not doing the kind of money I want. It ain't gonna fit in that little pocket. So I'm just saying, if we're gonna do that, we're not doing the little $40 or nothing like that. What is Steven saying? Steven, he's saying you better bring in a contractor. I think he's too much money going there, coming out my pocket.
But see, that's the iffy thing too, because now if I bring a contractor
and I don't be mad,
you're gonna be in your feelings. That's
the
thing. You're gonna be in your feelings. So you say you're not. But yes, you are, because I didn't even think to ask you about or whatever. And then if I say, well, baby, I was looking out for you because I know you work this already at work, whatever, so I don't want to bother you. You're going to be like, well, baby, that's just money going out the window. I would have did it for free. No, you wouldn't have.
Oh, baby, they would have rocks straight in their jaws.
All you had to do was just let me know.
I'd be like, woo, Lord. I'm like, hi, I truly did not know that. But with those type of situations, just like, be fair and be mindful. I mean, just like, it goes back to treat people how you want to be treated. And again, also how you respond to that situation is how much stock do you have in that relationship? How valuable in that relationship? How invested in that relationship are you? Mm-hmm. Do you see this as going somewhere, or do you guys have potential? Because that's going to depend on how he reacts and how she reacts to the situation. Because if you're investing in your relationship, you're investing in her, then you know that this is either going to be one day your home or this is going to be y'all income property. So now you're investing in y'all as your future and things of that nature. But if she's just somebody that you just bending over and having a good time, then he ain't gonna say nothing. He gonna charge her. He gonna keep doing what he doing and acting like he don't see what's going on. And again, if that's the case, then some decisions need to be made. That's just how it is. But in this day and age, let's not leave anything to chance. Like, people are messing up and throwing away whole good relationships. You know why? Because nobody wants to talk. There's no communication. These relationships are breaking down every day simply because people don't communicate. And the biggest part of communication, which, you know what? Listen, I am a work in progress every single day. It's listening. Because see, I got this, and this works really well. Like, it's always like
it's running.
Always running. Running. Like, sometimes I be having to catch it, because it been on getaways. Like, I'm like, darn it. I just, woo! I'm like, oh, I like the little man out the commercial grabbing for the dollar. Like, oh, almost had it. That's how I be with my mouth sometimes. I'm like, oh, darn it, almost had it, but it got out before me. So I'm working on that because I got to use these more. That's why God gave us 2 of these and 1 of these. But I'm like, man, this is a powerful, I have a good friend that always told me that my mouth was a pothole. He always told me that. And he was like, I see that pothole is still running. It's just like, for years, he's always told me that. And he's like, yep, that pothole is still running to this day. And he was just like, it hasn't gotten tired. I'm like, I'm working. I'm like, I've gotten a little bit better, like, at it a little bit. But so you all just like, yeah, we got to just work on communication just as a whole. And communication, definitely the biggest component is listening. Mm-hmm. Listening to understand, not listening to respond, because that's
where it messes up at.
It's so easy. Like, when you have, especially if the conversation is heated and you want to get your point across, you just ready for them to stop. I'd be like, oh, gee.
Jump in like double dutch.
I'd be like, num yo do reiki. And I'm like, okay, yeah. If they fit, and it ain't quite. And it's like, you've missed the whole point of the conversation because you're not listening. Just because you're quiet doesn't mean you're listening. And I'm learning that every day. Like, just because you're quiet doesn't mean you're listening to a word that they've said, because as soon as they stop talking, you responded with, you picked up with what your point is, and you haven't addressed anything that they've said. You know why? Because you didn't hear it, because you were not listening. You was just waiting your turn to get into the conversation. So just be mindful of that. But guys, listen, just communicate. It's just treat people how you want to be treated. Like, that's just the bottom line. So guys, listen, we're going to take a short musical break. And when we return, we have our last hot topics, and then we're getting into our conversation for the evening. It's complicated. To the J Spot, where we are strengthening relationships and families one conversation at a time on IntellectualRadio.com. We are an iHeart station. I'm your host, Jay, and sitting next to me, we have my co-host, my partner in crime, sizzling, sexy, simple E, author, actress, businesswoman, playwright, sex kitten. Hey, I decided, add a little dramatic flair to it. Since you said my Southern Belle, I'm trying to work on my damsel in distress.
Really, that's what that is.
I'm in distress. I'm a damsel in distress. I'm working on my distress role.
You working on your distress role.
See how I did it. I've been working on it. So if anybody want me to play a damsel in distress in y'all video, now listen, none of y'all little freaky videos, because some of y'all
gotta play a damsel in distress in some of your freaky videos.
Too much, and no, I cannot make it clap in your videos and all this.
Make it clap.
No, I can't. I'm just like, that's about all I got for you. Just
make it clap.
I can do all, I'm real good standing in the background,
She can make it.
I don't listen.
One butt cheek.
Y'all don't even have to, I don't even have to have a line. Just, I just put me in the category where the people, they get the checks at. That's just why I want to be. You ain't got to pay, see me or nothing like that. Just, just put my name on the roster just to get a check. I don't even have to be there. Like, I want that kind of hookup. But guys, listen, I want to thank you so much for tuning in. Please do me a favor, go to our page and like our page at the J Spot. Follow us on Twitter at J Spot. Also follow us on Instagram at the J Spot Radio, and Jay is spelled Jaye for all three. Guys, tonight's episode is being brought to you by 2 Level Up. They are sponsoring us. It's a 2-bedroom condo right next door to the United Center. And when I say right, I say right. Really? Next door to the United Center right here in Chicago. So if you guys are looking for somewhere to stay, you coming in from out of town, definitely look them up. Use reference code J. That's Jaye. And our other sponsor is Delaware Inc. Guys, he has his fall line out, some nice long sleeve shirts, and also the hoodies. He has those available, so definitely go to his page, Delaware Inc. Place your order today. Use reference code Jaye for that as well. Guys, listen. Woo, when I saw this question, oh my God, my heart just hurt when I saw this, because it's just like, it brought back, like, man, like, this was really hurtful. So what's the worst way you found out that you were being cheated on? What is the worst way that you found out that, Lord have mercy, that you've been cheated on? Like, which way? Like,
I had to figure out, like, dang, my coochie told me. And I was like,
what's the worst way? Oh my God. Oh geez, I can just cry. Oh my God. I was just like, I found out, listen, my intuition, I found out because I went over there. Something told me, I'm just like, you know what? That's something, I can't stand that something told me, because I've never been led astray yet. Now, I will say this. As I've gotten more mature and older, I I don't act on the I told you. I don't even do it because I already know. Once I get that feeling, I already know. I don't even waste my time going to confirm it because it's been so on point. Like it's always been on point. My intuition has not led me wrong yet. And there were two definitive times that I remember distinctly. And I'm just like, just something out of the blue just said, go over. And I did. And both times they were caught dead. I mean, dead in the act. So I have walked up on the situations, like right as the people were there. The young ladies were there. And I'm
young ladies.
Right, because it was two separate situations
was he having a threesome?
No, so it was two separate situations that I specifically came up on. So like the guy, we were just talking, but I was like really, really feeling him or whatever. And so I had started seeing little signs that some ish wasn't right. And I'm like, I'd be like, man, I used to be shaking my little spidey senses off, just be like, oh, come on, like, trying not to listen to the signs that was there. So the first sign that some ish wasn't right, go over his house. We always over his house, whatever. See, he lives alone. See, two used wine glasses. Okay. I'm like, okay. So myself is saying, okay, you already know this some right here. But I was saying to myself, okay, you know what? This could be for money. This could,
You trying to give the benefit of the doubt.
Right. So, okay. So right then and there, I was already like, okay. So then if that wasn't bad, so then here's the kicker. Here's the cake. Another time, shortly after that, go to the bathroom, using the bed. Why? I don't know. So go throw my little, personal item in the. Whoa, wait, what? Hold on. Don't tell me is this a condom wrapper up in? Woo, Lord. I was like, okay. So if that wasn't bad enough, that was two. And the final, it was a three before the final. So the three happened, and then the final was right next door. One day he was washing clothes and he wasn't feeling well. So he asked me if I would get his clothes out of his dryer for him and fold his clothes or whatever. I was like, yeah, no problem. So I got his clothes, started folding his clothes. Look, like, wait a minute now, wait. I'm like, all right, I know these ain't mine. I'm like, now I know, I know these. Yeah, I'm like, yeah, my booty is definitely, yeah. So it was some little crop pants. I'm like, now these are cute, but these not mine. I'm like, one cheek of mine can't fit up in these little ones. I was like, okay, so that was what was that? That was 3 or 4. So all the same guy. So now. After that, so now I'm just like, okay, so at no time did I say anything about any of them. I did ask him about the pants. I was like, what is this? And he was like, oh, that's just some stuff. I was just washing some clothes out of my closet from when I moved over here. I was like, oh, okay. I said, but you forgot I helped you move in. So like we were unpacking your stuff together as you moved in. Oh, no, but that was just the stuff at the back of my closet. I said, I know, but remember that day, we spent several days like cleaning out his closet or whatever months before he, when he first moved into because we were talking when he first moved into the condo or whatever. So make a long story short, the very next day I went home after the pants and I just could not, I couldn't sleep. Like something was just, it was time to go down. So something told me to just drive over his house. So as I was out, because I had my own business at the time, so I was out making my little runs for my business and everything. And I promise you, my car just did a turn on its own. I was minding my own business. Just going, handling my business. And before I knew it, I was right in front of his house. And I'm just like,
magic.
Oh, geez. I'm like, how did I end up over here? It's like 8:00 in the morning. Now, he was sick the last night. He was sick the previous night. So that's why I went home or whatever. He typically would have me to stay over, whatever. I went home, though.
Your mama said you were searching Suzette Selby.
No, that's my sister Haley. So I went over. So so I go the next day, and so I'm calling his phone. I see his car outside, so I'm calling his phone. He lived in a secure building, so the door was always locked, so you couldn't get into the unit. Mm-hmm. So I'm calling, he's not answering. I'm ringing the doorbell, he's not answering or whatever. And I'm like, he finally answered. He called me back, and he was like, I'm sorry. Now he's sounding out, trying to sound all sick. Yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't hear you call and this and that. And I was like, well, I just came over to see how you were doing. I know that you wasn't well. And he was like, oh, I'm over my parents' house because I'm like, okay, you over your parents' house. I'm like, but I see your car downstairs. And he was like, and then some told me to check. I said, wait a minute, the door was open. Wait. I said, oh, okay. So as I'm talking to him, I'm walking up the stairs, and now I hear him fussing in the house. And I said, you may want to go home because there's somebody that's broke into your apartment, because I'm actually standing in your hallway and I hear someone in your apartment. I'm gonna call you right. I said, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it whatsoever. Hung up, went home, and that was it. Later on that night, he called me. Let me just tell you, I thought you was going. I was so scared to come outside. I thought you were gonna had done something to my car. I said, for what? You got to be worth it. Not doing all that. Not doing all that at all. So that was one of my worst, because I was really feeling him, and I'm just like, like, why? Like it wasn't that deep. It wasn't that serious for me. Like, you could have just said what you was gonna say and keep it moving. Like, why do all this? But that was mine. What was yours? And that wasn't even the one that was gonna make me cry.
It's so many of them. The same thing. I walked in on them.
Oh,
I was sitting outside his house. I was like, because he said, because I get sleepy, and
right.
I get sleepy or whatever. So and I've had a bad accident from being tired or whatever, and I've totaled my vehicle. So now, my friends usually be like, if you're in the area, just come on over if you're tired. So he was like, babe, anytime you're tired or whatever, just come by here. You can come. I was like, I don't want to, I'll just call before I get there. No, just come by. It's not a problem anytime. I'm like, okay. So I was tired this particular night. And I was like, well, he said, anytime to come by. So I pulled up, and he was taking care of an older gentleman. And so I got at the door, and the gentleman had let me in. And I was like, okay. And so I was wondering why his room door was closed. It's never closed. So I opened up the room door. The door is dark inside, but you can see the shadow, the silhouette rather, of the bodies laying in the bed.
No.
And I was like, So I flicked the light on.
Did you?
And they just sat there sleep. After that good, y'all done bust good and hard. Bust good and hard, and now you sleep. And both of you was sitting here buck naked sleep. And I'm just like,
oh no.
So the good person in me, because the evil person in me, wish I would have had what I have in my vehicle now, because the evil person would have went to the car and be like, I'll be right back.
I'm so glad you didn't have that.
But the good person was like, hey, and I called his name out, and then he woke up, and then she woke up, and they was like, and then she was scrambling to get her clothes. I was like, you cool, sweet. I'm not upset, but you have a problem with him. I don't even know her. I have a problem with him.
God.
I was like, so this is what we doing? Because if this is what we doing, then let me know so I can do it too. But if this is not what we doing, then what's really going on? And at the time, he was a pastor too. So the guy I was dating was a pastor of all things. He was into some kinky stuff.
Oh my goodness.
And so he was mad. Him and I got into an altercation that night. I said some things. He popped my eye. I look like Carrie from whatever that movie was called, Prom Night or whatever. It was just blood all over the place. And then he took off running out of his own house, running because he was afraid that the cops was going to get him and arrest him and stuff. And she had helped me up. I was like, I'm not upset with you. My thing is, and she didn't even know he was a pastor. I was like, it's a big Bible right there. I said, yeah, he's been a pastor all these years. She was like, what? I said, I didn't see you at the family function during Christmas time. And she was like, what? Like, I know his whole family. I've been at the family functions and stuff. And I was like, wow, this is what we're doing. He was so upset and so hurt. So, yeah, I'm good on that.
Oh, my God. Like these. I'm like this.
No.
Please tell me, like,
let me
I
know.
don't, like,
let me know. That's what we doing, because I can do it too, and I can do it very well.
It's just like, oh my goodness. So we got Isaac. He's saying, "Love you, ladies. We love you as well, Isaac. Thank you." Stephen, he's saying, because this person been out all night partying and come back in about 11:30 in the morning. Ain't that much partying. That's when you know there's some cheating going on, because she's late daylight. Cheshire, I don't know what that is. Hey Lee, Dina, she's saying, girl, this brings back memories. Adriana Williams saying, surprise, he didn't say why you come unannounced. No, you know what? Here's the thing. I told him that I was coming personally, but you know what? I want to ask this, because based upon what you just said, E, when people say you can come anytime,
do you really mean that? Like,
is that really real?
Man.
Are you just
saying that to
something?
be nice? Don't be nice about it. Be like, no, call me, because I'm gonna tell you.
Really,
call me.
You can come. You can come over at any time. You're always welcome. Do people really mean that?
No.
Like, is that really? I'm just like, I don't really know if people really mean that. But
I think he meant it, but he didn't
think you would take advantage of it. So don't tell me, because I'm gonna take advantage. Like, I told him, like, I've been in a bad accident. Usually when I get in a relationship with someone, I let them know I've been in a bad accident. I get tired or whatever, and I'll show them the vehicle, because my car looked like someone took a bite out of crime. And thank God, the only thing that I had wrong with me was I had a broken sternum. Besides that, I was fine. And I showed him the what you call. So he was just like, oh, let's pray about it and stuff. Oh, okay, cool. And then when I had stopped by his house that night, I was like, man, I'm tired. Let me just go ahead. I called and he didn't answer. So I was like, well, he did say to go ahead and stop by, because I called him my insurance piece too, because I was like, well, I don't want to bother him. The insurance piece wasn't in. So I was like, well, you know what? This is my guy. I don't want to be at my insurance piece house. I've been trying to be faithful the whole while. And when he did that, when I was like, really? Because I stood there for a minute like, they don't even see me standing in the doorway. Like, they was just asleep. They was just there. And I'm like, God, if I was, I thought I am crazy. But if I was just a little bit more crazy, they would have,
if I was just little, and I really wouldn't even popped her. I'd have just pop, and I'd have walked on out and been like, bye. And I'd have just kept it moving. And she wouldn't know who I was. Me and her friends on social media now. We are. She's cool. So I could be like, hey, girl. I don't have a problem with her. It was him that I had the problem with.
So Dina, she's saying, nope, just being nice. So I guess that does. So when a person says you can come by or you always welcome, they don't really mean that. They're just being nice. And Audrina, she's saying, why don't he give you a key? Remember, he said, come as you please. What if you need to come and he's not there? You know what? I'll be thinking the same thing too. I'm like, okay, so if I'm always welcome, where's the key at? Like, why do I need to, which made me think like, okay, does that really be real when people say that? And Dina is saying, just like when you have only 2 slices of pizza left and you ask, do you want a slice, knowing good and well you hope they say no, because you really didn't want them to have it. Call me so.
I don't like to ask, because I know if I really, really want this, I'm not even going to show it. I'm not going to show you that I got this. I'm not going to mention that I got this, because I want it. I don't want to share it.
Right.
I don't want to share. I don't want to give you none of it. I want to talk about it later. After I've eaten it, then I'll say, and then, what you eat? Oh, man.
I ain't going to even say nothing. I'm just going to be like,
I will be like,
if you
so delicious.
If I really want it, I don't think I'm even offer. But Stephen, he's saying the last word is supposed to be cheating. So guys, listen, those, oh my Lord, those can be some very hurtful situations. Those catching people, how y'all cheat, how you've been cheated on. But guys, please continue to share in the feed your stories, and we'll definitely respond when we get offline. But guys, listen, tonight we're talking about it's complicated. What in the good green foolishness is it's complicated? What does it's complicated? What does that, Lord, I can't even get it out. What does that really mean? What does it really mean? Is it's complicated? Is that an excuse to be involved with someone but not have to fully commit to them because you haven't defined the relationship? or is it really complicated?
It's not complicated. That's just some excuse that these guys be using to run game on females. You done got everything that you wanted from her, and now when she's like, "Okay, so what are we?" Well, it's kind of complicated. Were we in a relationship? Well, no, it's kind of complicated because I like you. I'm just not ready right now, so I need a little bit more time to figure out what it is that I'm trying to do with you. But you ain't had no problem with you was pulling my hair and hitting it from the back and everything, saying, "Man, oh Sheila, oh Sheila, let me love you till the morning comes." Like, come on, it's not complicated. You just say what it is, what you mean. I don't want to do this. I just wanted to smash. That's it.
Right.
Or I just wanted to eat your food, and that was it. I didn't want no real commitment from you. Just say that.
Say it.
Just say that.
Exactly. It's not complicated.
It's not.
There's no such thing as it's complicated. It's some bull junkie, okay? Because here's the deal. It's two things. Either you is or you ain't my baby. That's it. It's no in between about it. And here's the deal. You if you have to keep asking somebody, what are we doing? You're not doing anything. You're playing games and you're wasting time. It's complicated. It's a subtle way of stringing a person along. That's what you're doing. You're being strung along. So listen, run as fast as you can from this type of nonsense, because it's some bull junk. It's some unnecessary bull junk. At a certain point in time in your life, the 30 plus age range, if we can't be honest at this point, what are we doing? What have we learned? If you just want once in a while sex from somebody, say it. If you just trying to pop in and pop, say it. You don't know. People are down for just about anything. You won't even have to lie. These folks are open. They're doing anything. They don't care. It's like, what are you lying for? What are you playing games for? It's not complicated. It's some bull junkie, and so are you. But have you ever been involved in a situation where somebody has tried to? It's complicated with you. They done tried to put you in there. I'm like, oh no. That's what we not doing.
I haven't had it's complicated line thrown at me. I've had, well, we're just good. We're just friends. And they were like, wait a minute. Now I know I don't be sleeping with none of my friends. I don't do that. Like, I don't cuddle up.
Them cuddle buddies used to be
I've had a cuddle buddy.
I ain't had no cuddle buddy in a long time because man, I miss them.
It's been a minute. Oh man.
Jeez Louise. But Audrina, she said it don't make sense the way these men can't be up front. 50 years old, don't know what he want. And Dina, she's saying, you is my baby, she is my baby too.
Yeah, we all is their babies. That's the problem.
But it's so crazy because all the games, and like Audrina was saying, 50 plus, you're 50. Oh my God. Like, you're still like, these are the games that are still being played. Like, it's not complicated. You're a liar, and everything that you stand for is a lie. And it's like, it's just ridiculous. So again, is it complicated?
No.
Absolutely not. It's not complicated. You want the person
or you don't.
It's just as simple as that. What's complicated is you're trying to continuously finagle them into thinking that,
it's more than what it really is.
Wait, just say it, because clearly they see it, especially if you started off one way and then you've done a whole 360. You think that they don't know? Like, you think they don't know. So it's just like they're just trying to let their heart catch up to where their mind is, because sometimes people fall for you and they fall hard. And sometimes, listen, it takes a minute for your brain and your heart to talk to each other. They not always on one accord. See, your heart feels, I love him. It's that ugly cry, that when the uglier the cry, the harder you fell for him. So, when you get that ugly one,
I haven't did an ugly cry of a guy in a long. It's been a long, like
I done did an ugly cry. Once
it's been
that
a
ugly
long
cry,
time. It's really been like
I done did the ugly cry. I talked. I don't understand.
it's been a long time with that. Like all of that, it's been a very, very long. I have to say, it's probably been in my early 30s or late 20s. Somewhere around there since I've done like the ugly cry routine or the early 20s, something like that. But I'm like, I was, next.
Man, I'm telling you, I wish I was set up like that. I'm not set up like that. I'm just set up with once I got tired, I'm like, okay, shoot, I don't even want to talk no more. I don't want to be bothered with nobody until I get back in good spirits. Because right now I got a bad attitude and I may say something real bad that wouldn't be conducive to who I really am. So just, I get a little slick at the mouth. And, I ain't trying to do all that. So.
Andrea, I know that's right. Adriana, she's like, I'm all cried out. I can't make myself cry anymore. I tried. That's how I'm like, I tried.
Like exactly.
I was like, oh, okay,
but that's
I couldn't do it. Like
that's where the disconnect comes, and it's just like listen, I don't even care what you like. I don't even care about this. I don't have no more energy.
It's like I'm good.
To get this situation. I'm good on you. I'm good on the situation. But don't let nobody put you in there. It's complicated, boo. See, because you let them put you over there,
you're gonna be
messed up, and you're gonna be there for
because you allowed it. He done already put you over there, and you decided to stay over there and keep on entertaining him. You put me over there, okay. Depending on if I like you, and you put me over there, now that means that you want to play games. I like to play games too. I love playing games, so we can both play these games. Now my game's a little bit more bolder than your games are because I'm gonna show you what you didn't want to reveal to me. I'm gonna reveal it to you. So it's all dependent on if you want to pull it. We can pull this, or we can just call it a day. But I'm gonna rip the Band-Aid off, and you're gonna be so mad when I rip the Band-Aid off. So let's please, my mental state can't handle us playing games. Probably why I'm single. Like, no, I'm too crazy right now.
Because and it's like it's unnecessary.
I see your tattoo.
The game. Ooh, the games are unnecessary. It's complicated. It's unnecessary. Like there's no complication to it. Like it's if it's complicated is the category in which you choose to define what we're doing, then let's not call it that. Let's just call it we're through. Let's call it over. Let's just call it what it is. Like it's done. It's dead.
It was a good run.
And I'm okay.
High five. Like, good dap. You got me. Great. Bye.
People underestimate the power of having that conversation. Like, listen, bro, you putting too much thought into it. You putting too much, like, you got somebody else. You don't sideline me, just leave me alone.
Exactly.
And just get you a new runner-up, or just focus on whoever it is that you're gonna focus on, because clearly it's not me. So not only now are you lying to me, now my intuition not picked up on it's some other bull junkie, but now you not being fair to her, because 9 times out of 10 she probably don't know nothing about me, but we were together. So
this whole
my
situation.
intuition I picked up on is somebody else.
Like Diana said, a situation. That's what you are in a situationship. That's what you're in, because you're not in a relationship, because clearly he said it's complicated. Now I want to try if you flip it, and that'll be the thing. Like females, if you can feel the bull that's about to take place. If you beat them to the punch, it's boy, the funniness in that. They feelings get so mad, like, wait a minute, like, did you really just break up with? Yeah, because I just really wasn't feeling this right here. But I got you first.
Right.
I dumped you first.
See, but they can't take that.
No.
See, they be all up in their feelings, and they have rocks in their jaws about the whole situation. Like, and all this stuff I done did, all this.
It's complicated, dude. That's what you do. It's complicated.
It be like that sometimes. But don't
Dina, I'm sorry, Dina. She straight cussing me out. I'm sorry, Dina. She said, "Why you keep calling me Dinah? It's Dina." I'm sorry, Dina.
But it's like it's so crazy because it's unnecessary. So before you complicate somebody, let them go.
I'm good.
And
You can feel it.
refuse to allow yourself to be
played
put
like
into
that.
a situation where it's complicated. Because again, there is no such thing.
I was working late. That's what you.
Either you is or you ain't. But here's the thing. As late as you work, as hard as you work, you're not working 24/7. Nobody is working 24/7. So we all make time for who and what it is that we want. So don't force people. Don't
force someone to love you.
Don't tell people how to fit you into their schedule or fit you. Why go through all that? You're not the one. You not who they trying to make time for, especially if they were making time for you at first, but now all of a sudden they have no time. Be good with it. Be good with it and let it go and just move on about your life and your business and let them mess around and play with somebody else's feelings. But you have to take responsibility for your own feelings and your own part in a relationship. And sometimes I know people hold on because they want closure. That's a nice word, but we're going to get a little bit more into that tomorrow on Pillow Talk with Jay.
Ooh.
But again, refuse to let these people put you in these situations because it's not complicated. Either you is or you ain't my baby. Bottom line. Guys, I want to thank you so much for tuning in. Please do me a favor. Go to our page and like our page at the J Spot. Follow us on Twitter at J Spot. Also follow us on Instagram at the J Spot Radio. And Jay is spelled Jaye for all three. Until next time, you guys, thank you so much. Peace out. Good.
Thank you for hitting the J Spot on IntellectualRadio.com.